What is up, everybody? What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Man Listen. I'm your host, Zach Berger. Man, it's good to be back. It's been a hectic 2 weeks. I took last week off. I'll tell you why here in a second. But man, what a time it's been. So excited to be back. Excited to be back here with you and to get things rolling. We got to state the obvious. I didn't film last week. I post on Wednesdays, but I film on Tuesdays. And if you're an OSU fan watching, you know what Tuesday meant. Tuesday was the firing of Mike Gundy, and that's going to kind of get us right into it. What a hectic day Tuesday was for me. Honestly, I was running around so much, man. Listen, might have been the last thought of my brain. Golly, it was wild. I mean, news breaks. I'm like, who is, who's your source, right? I don't know quite yet. And then, man, things just got crazy. It started breaking. National people started saying it. I had to race home, throw on the suit, slick back the hair, put on the makeup, and I had to drive quickly over to Boone Pickens Stadium. Tyler goes and meets me outside. We film a stand-up, breaking news out of Stillwater. Mike Gundy has been fired. And then he sprints back. We post it on social media. And then the rest was really history. Went throughout the rest of the day getting inside information, posting more. Meacham becomes the interim head coach. I go into go to a press conference, do a live shot. And wow, it was hectic. So let's get right into it. Talking about that, Mike Gundy obviously fired. What an insane, insane time. I mean, geez, it was crazy. It was one of those things that, you expected it to happen. You thought it happened. Probably thought it was the right time to happen. But when it actually does, you're like, holy cow, Mike Gundy was just fired, right? Like, it's like, wow, that really just happened, right? So it's absolutely insane to see. And, the truth is, I'm not a big fan of a midseason firing, really, ever, especially the week before you start Big 12 play. Not a big fan of that, to be honest with you. Weiberg didn't talk to him until 4 days after. 4 days after the Tulsa game they lost. You lose to Tulsa, and I came in the last time I filmed and say, you're going to beat Tulsa. And they didn't. They lost 19-12. And, I was in attendance for the last ever Mike Gundy coach game. It's pretty wild. So I'm never a fan of midseason firings, but with that said, I completely understand it. And truthfully, I do think it's going to help the program. And I think we already saw those kind of effects. OSU losing to Baylor 45-27. I want to say, double check. Yes, 45-27. But man, it looked fun. Offense coordinator Doug Meacham takes over as the interim head coach. He said it in his pre-week meeting. He said, listen, we're going to have fun. I want the guys to have fun, and we're going to let loose. And they sure did that. I mean, trick plays. Sam Jackson, former quarterback out of high school at Cal, transferred to be a wide receiver at Auburn, came here as a receiver, but he was getting involved in some quote-unquote wildcat formations. Feels weird to call him wildcat when he was a quarterback, but he threw a touchdown. Trent Howland threw a pass for 13 yards. Howland scored 2 touchdowns. 84 yards on the ground. Rodney Fields had 75 yards receiving, 40 yards on the ground. The offense looked fun. It looked really fun and honestly gave me a lot of hope. I still want to see some more explosive things from Zane, but I thought on the ground wise and just kind of play calling wise, we expanded. And especially Meacham, pre-Baylor said, I have a lot of buddies who I used to coach with at TCU who's coaching for Baylor, so they know my scheme, so I can't switch it up too much. He still switched it up, but that, to me, sounds like now for Arizona, he's going to have a lot more things up his sleeve. So we could be seeing some very interesting and cool things with this offense, and it kind of gives me hope. I really think seeing that game, I think we win at least one more game this season, maybe 2. Who knows? Which I know it sounds really sad to say, but with the direction we were going, we weren't going to win another game, and we were going to be a 1-win team. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's still probably going to be a 3-win or a 2-win season. or it could be more. I don't know. We could have hope. The big problem was the defense. And granted, I'm a huge Baylor offense supporter. Sawyer Robertson is absolutely insane. 393 yards, 4 touchdowns. I mean, you're kidding me. 2 touchdowns on the ground for Baylor. We knew how good their offense was, but man, our defense got stepped over. And that led to the Sunday after the game, the day after football, firing Todd Grantham, the defensive coordinator. It's kind of a shock. It kind of feels like after you fire Gundy, you kind of feel more free willing to fire others, I guess. But it kind of felt right. Grantham, listen, I'm a big media guy. Grantham kind of talked down to media. It seems like he kind of was a know-it-all, yet yeah, I'm not in practice. I'm not meeting with the players. I don't know the players, so it's like I don't know. But from the outside eye, it kind of seems like he wasn't very liked. I mean, shoot, I heard he wasn't very liked with the New Orleans Saints. And those are professional athletes who have a great time getting paid millions of dollars to play a game. So, kind of felt like the right time. He's gotten the defense has gotten whooped. You see the pieces, but man, they've gotten whooped, and so you kind of expected it, right? Um, so with that, I want to say it's Clint. Let me double check. Owen is going to be taken over. Um, yeah, Clint Bowen. He was our offensive analyst, but he's been a defensive coordinator before. He was at Kansas, became the interim head coach at Kansas for a while. Played football at Kansas, stepped away to go coach his kid's high school team. Came back as an offensive analyst and specialist reading other teams' defenses. Now he's going to be leading our defense. And man, I got to tell you, I was in the press conference the first time he spoke on Monday, and wow, just I was ready to run through a brick wall. I mean, I loved the way he talked. I loved his energy and his mindset. I thought it was great. He was like, "Listen, if anything doesn't work, it's on us. It's on me." He said, "It's never on the players. It's on me." And he's ready. He's like, I'll admit it. He said, I'll admit it. I'm a little unprepared for Arizona because of how quickly everything turned around. But with that said, he was going to attack it fully, go back to some basics, and try and do a good job. So I really like him. I think he'll be really good for this position for the remainder of this year. And so who knows? Maybe, just maybe, we win some football games for the rest of the season. So that was the OSU game. That's kind of the catch up on all things OSU. And then the rest of the college football scene, some really good games throughout it. You got to talk about Virginia pulling the upset in double overtime versus number 8 Florida State. Insane game, and that's college football right there for you. What a storybook ending! Anyone can beat anyone on any given day. Virginia, sneaky team out of the ACC, hadn't really been tested yet, but they showed they can compete, and wow, it was so good. Arizona State, it's funny. Dillingham talked preseason. He said this is going to be a 6-win team. Well, they're 4-1 now. They beat TCU, who was ranked 27-24. Super impressive. And then I mean, even Houston beating Oregon. I know Oregon State's 0-5, but it was an OT game. Houston looked horrible all game, but he still somehow held on. Really, really impressive. And man, just so many good games. I'm just trying to list them off here. Ole Miss hosting number 4 LSU, and they come out and sling it 24-19 win, find a way to win, and they absolutely did that in front of the hottie toddy. Oregon goes in for a whiteout game against Penn State, wins in 2 overtimes 30-24. Bama beats Georgia 24-21 in Georgia. I mean, golly, so many good games. Tennessee barely beating Mississippi State. Georgia Tech barely beating Wake Forest. It was an insane week. Um, Illinois, USC 34-32. Crazy close game for high 20 ranked teams. BYU Colorado was insanely close. So just so many good games throughout the week, continuing to prove why college football is just superior. I mean, I'm just still scrolling so many good games you could talk about. But really exciting to see. And I think it really proves I've been a big advocate of it for the past couple years in college football, and this is why I'm not really harping on individual games. I really wanted to make this point of we're in such an era of college football where there's so many good young athletes out of high school, so many good young athletes out of high school and in college, and it it really proves to you that any team can compete, any team can do it. You know, yes, your top guys are still going to your Bamas, your Georgias, your Tennessees, LSU. I get that, but at the same time, you're going to find some dogs all across Power Four. You really are. And that leads to these insane games and these insane upsets because, no one would think of Virginia as a school, a football school, but you get these dogs, you train them well, and anyone can compete. So it's just so impressive to me the balance college football has hit. Not having, yes, you still have some dynasties. Don't get me wrong, Ohio State, all them at the top level, but everyone can compete with everyone. Any given day, they can beat them, and that just proves for an insane season year in year out. Now that we're in the 12-team playoff, an insane playoff slate, teams getting a chance. I just think it's so impressive, and I really, really like it. I really like it. I really do. Okay, transitioning over to the NFL. I won't lie, kind of, in my opinion, a little bit of a boring week. My Texans did get their first win finally. Gosh, we're not good. But came out in the fourth quarter, finally figured some things out, scored 20 points, only third shutout in program history. Excuse me, 26-0, largest shutout in team history as well. CJ finally had some balls that looked good, like some good passes finally. And Woody Marks, shout out Woody Marks, man, showing out in the air, on the ground, doing it all. Come on. Listen, it's no sign. Obviously, the Titans are in a really rough place, just like we were. So it's no sign that things are changing. But it was good to get a win under our belt. Hopefully, instill some confidence for the team for the rest to go. Let's see what other were some good games. Really chalk games. I mean, Drake May looked good versus the Panthers. Jackson Dart, first career win in his debut, gets a win over the undefeated Chargers. That was sick. It kind of felt like all Chargers, but low key just kind of stayed in there and then took over and won. Hope Malik Neighbors is okay. Hope he's doing all right. Tough injury there. Eagles close win over the Bucks. Kind of did a fake tush push, special teams touchdown, figuring out how to win a game, and that's a huge deal. Same with Rams Colts. Colts undefeated streak no longer, but it's to a really good Rams team, 27-0. Jags 26-21. Their defense, man, whew, whew. The Jacksonville Jaguar defense is a scary, scary entity. I think they had 4 takeaways. So absolutely insane there. Great stuff by them. Chiefs kind of took care of business versus the Ravens. Bears, Raiders had a super close one. That was a really good showing. Good fight from Chicago. And then Sunday Night Football had their first tie of the season. Packers Cowboys trading blows 40-40. No one could execute in overtime. And after that, we just tied. So that was a crazy game too. Monday Night Football came and it went. Praying Tyreek Hill has a speedy recovery. That was really nasty, really scary stuff. So hope he is doing well. Next up, keeping it in some pro sports, Major League Baseball postseason starting. Um, Unveiling the curtain. Obviously, this gets posted on Wednesdays, but I am filming on Tuesdays. So as we speak, we're in day one of the MLB postseason. Tigers beat the Guardians game one, 2-1. Tariq Skubal, 14 strikeouts, a career high, absolutely dominated. And then currently, the Cubs and Padres are playing. Cubs up 2-1. We'll see where that one goes. But man, I'm just so excited for playoff baseball. I love it. I'm sad for the first time in like a decade my Astros didn't make the playoffs. It does make me very sad. But I am a baseball savant. I really truly love getting to watch playoff baseball at its highest level, and I couldn't be more excited. Some predictions to throw out. I think the Cubs walk away with their series. I think the Yankees walk. I'm going to come back to that one. I think the Dodgers walk away with their series versus the Reds, and I think that the Tigers take care of business versus the Guardians. Yankees Red Sox is tough, guys. It's tough. It's really tough. I'm a big Red Sox fan in the sense of I like what they're doing, but I can't ignore the Yankee power. I'll go. I'll go Yankees. I think I'll go Yankees. It's a tough one. That's a big series, I think. I do think the winner of that series beats the Blue Jays. I really do. I like the Blue Jays, but I think the winner of Boston, New York will take that side of the bracket. I think Seattle um, will probably take care of business versus the winner of Detroit and the Guardians. And then once again, I think the winner of Red Sox Yankees makes it to the World Series. I really do. I like the Mariners, little team of destiny action, but I think they're going to get cut short. Um, and just Red Sox Yankees have the firepower, in my opinion, to make it to the World Series. They just got to get past each other first. In the NL, like I said, I like the Cubs, I like the Dodgers, but I really like the Phillies on their side of the bracket, and I really kind of like chalk. I think I like Phillies, I like Brewers. Winner of that one, as much as I want it to be the Brew Crews season, I just don't know if they have that clutch gene in them. They have the winning gene. I just don't know if they have the clutch gene. I see the Phillies going back. And with that said, I think my World Series champions, sadly, is either the Red Sox or the Yankees. I want it to be either the Brewers, Blue Jays, or Cubs. Those are the three I want: Brewers, Blue Jays, or Cubs. But unfortunately, I just don't particularly see it happening. Yeah, MLB baseball, man. We're back. We're going. So excited. And I'm excited to continue to update about this. Okay, Ryder Cup. Ryder Cup happened. Team USA continuing to fail and not win. It's been tough. They did rally. They did rally on Sunday and kind of covered up. Uh, but they still ended up losing 15-13, 11th defeat in their last 15 matches. It just continues to prove that this European team and this European side of the tour is just so talented and so stacked. You know the names for the American team, but there's just something about this competition that the Europeans love, and they continue to show out. Shout out Victor Hovland. He did lose his match, but European team won, and he helped that happen. And I got to just say, I love so much how they do it. I love the energy. It brings a new aspect, new love to golf, and I think that's just such a great thing. I think it's wonderful, and yeah, I love the energy. I love the atmosphere, and I think it's what golf needs. I'm not saying golf isn't staying relevant. I'm a big golf guy, but at the same time, you have to appeal to your masses, and that's how you do it. You do something like the Ryder Cup, like the Waste Management Tournament, things that can get fans in the atmosphere of every other sport that they like to watch. And so the Ryder Cup does that. Man, we're flying through today. I know we are. Apologies, but we're just getting through it. I got some stuff to say at the end, so we've been getting through it. Kind of a nice shorter cut up episode this week, but let's get into our segments. Pop culture. We're popping. It's funny. This is not a show. This is not a movie. Not even really something in the media world, but it was entertainment to me. So he's my pop culture. Chris, I don't want to mess it up, but Castiani. He says Zach. Who is Chris Castiani? He is, as he calls himself, a media personality, and he is a Detroit Tigers fan. If I cared that much about my MLB team, I would go insane. He is so locked in, and I love it. I love his passion. I love his fire and his support for the Tigers. He does a video after every game, 162 games, after every game, breaking down the game and the team. And it's impressive in one fact that he can do that, but man, he cares. Man, he cares. There was a video that went kind of viral. It was, I want to say, the first or second game of the Tigers' last regular season series, and It went viral for just kind of his crash out. I'm not trying to make fun of him. I genuinely love the passion, and it was genuinely entertaining for me. And I think that's why he does it, for the entertainment, or just kind of get some free internet therapy. Who knows? But he's my pop culture man, Chris Castellani. You're a funny dude. You're also a very intelligent dude. I wanna shout that out too. Like, he knows ball. He has great knowledge of his team, and yeah, I hope, if I don't know his profession or the path he wants to go, but if it's in media and if it's in sports media, I wish him the best of luck. I think he has a job, but he's uh he's a great I was locked in. It was like an 8.5 minute video, and I was locked in on this guy the entire time. Absolutely loved it. All right, you hear it? You hear it? Cassiani was struggling a little bit. Now he's doing good, but do you hear it? All right, my struggle bus. I kind of struggled coming up with on one, but I'm just gonna say the NFL injuries, man. Gosh, it's bad. It's really, really bad. Tyreek Hill, Malik Neighbors, Joe Burrow. Like, there's just so many guys going down right now, and you just hate to see it. You talk about how entertaining these sports are. We talked about it with baseball and with college football, and you want to continue to talk about it with the NFL, but guys just keep going down left and right. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the difference is. Maybe they're just on a bigger stage, so we see it. But I mean, even Lamar Jackson got a hamstring injury. Like, so many guys, George Kittle, Joe Mixon. I mean, there's so many guys on this list that I'm looking at that you just hope for the best for them, and you hope that they can make it through the season just to figure it out, man. And we can continue to be entertained. They can continue to ball out and have a good time doing it. But man, NFL and the injury bug is struggling this week. Okay, man, listen, moment of the week. I'm just going to talk a little bit, talk about my time. It's been a crazy 2 weeks. It's been so much stuff going on. One thing I got going on is, when this is going live, I'm going to be on a flight to Tucson, Arizona. Um, Another media adventure I'm doing this year is I am hosting a class show called the Poke Report. And so one thing we do is we get to travel and go visit for like 1 or 2 away games. And so OSU Football plays Arizona this week, and so we're going out there filming our show there and enjoying the game and covering the game there. So that's going to be really cool. Going to be hopping on a flight. Haven't flown in a long time, so I'm really, really excited for that. It's going to be a fun time. Some cool people going on the trip too, so it's going to be really exciting. On top of that, man, my moment of the week is just making the most of it. I mean, these past 2 weeks, I won't lie, it's been a lot. It's been tough. Long days, tired. We're all tired, stress, things going on, outside forces. But we're doing a good job, and we're pushing through, and we're having fun. This Saturday, my boy Devin came up to Stillwater from OKC. He was our TD last year when we were in the studio. First time seeing him since graduation. We went out, had a good time, hung out with him on Saturday. It was a great, great time. And I didn't want to go out. I was tired. The football game was hot. Still had a good time, but it was hot. I was drained. But just making the most of it, knowing I'm in my senior year and enjoying it, like I talked about last episode, is a big deal for me. On top of that, the Gundy stuff, man, it was so hectic and so crazy in the time, but at the same time, I was very proud of myself. I mean, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I kind of killed it. You know what I mean? And I got a lot of props, and that felt really good. You know, not that you ask yourself why you're doing it, but it felt like the Super Bowl. I was running through my veins, and I feel like I performed, and a lot of people told me I did. So that was a really good feeling, and I got recognized at the football game. Some random girl said, "Oh my gosh, you're the news guy. You're the Mike Gundy firing guy." And it's like, yeah, yeah, no, I am. And so that was super cool. And yeah, I've just continued to get compliments on it, and it was really good. Really kind of made me feel good and get back into that, about why we're doing this and why I'm getting ready to graduate with a degree and go into the real world. So that's my spiel. Kind of sped through it. Needed some water. Needed that water break. Didn't do it this week. I'm sorry if it kind of felt like a rushed episode, but I want to get one of these in again. I took off last week, but before I go to Arizona, had another busy day today, but made sure to try and fit it in. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Man, listen, it was a good time. I'm Zach Berger. We'll catch you next time.